Good evening, everyone, for tonight's Pair Up with the Pirates. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. This is a great event to show off how amazing the center is for the Market Research Center at Seton Hall. It also shows how amazing our partnerships are with our community and our students as well. So tonight, hopefully, again, I'm James Carpenter. Nice to meet you. I'm along with our co-host, Simone Rowe, and we are going to be your MCs for tonight. And so, first off, I'm going to show you a little video to show off some impact that we do within our center. And then, right after the video, Dean Strouser will kick off the event.
After my experience with the Market Research Center, I can honestly tell you that my sales increased a minimum of 25%, and I wouldn't hesitate to go back and ask for their help again.
The student recommendations also revolved around having some signature events in the Irvington Avenue Business District. From that, we created the Food Truck and Craft Beer Festival, which was attended by over 2,000 residents and was a wild success for this business district.
We charted the difference between pre-market research and post-market research. And essentially it boils down to about 1,400 additional cars per year. That translates to almost $40 million in revenue.
Working with those students had impact on staffing, morale, budget dollars, how they're allocated to things people are experiencing in the community.
To know that we made such an impact on their facility, on their bottom line, and just how they run their business was an amazing experience. And personally, to know that something so tangible came from my work at Seton Hall will stick with me forever.
It was one of the best classes I took at Seton Hall University, and it made me realize that this is what I want to do. And that's honestly what I do now. I do market research for consumer product goods, and it's really an exciting field to be in.
It was such a tremendous opportunity and such a tremendous experience that will then, that then I can use later on in my professional career and say, someone gives me a problem and I say, oh, I've already done this.
Connections can be so powerful in ways that you didn't imagine. So in 2009, we had just suspended our pharmaceutical marketing concentration in our MBA program, but we needed one more course to teach out the existing students. I needed a faculty member to teach, and we didn't have anybody. So I called a competitor, and I won't name names. That institution recommended Adam Warner. When I talked with Adam, I wanted to be really honest with him. I said, I'd like to invite him to teach a class, but it would be only one time, and then I would not have any other opportunities for him. So here it is, 12 years later, and I can't even imagine what we would do without Adam. So keep in mind that every opportunity, every connection can take you in a direction that you never even imagined at the moment. I also want to express my gratitude for the MRC's advisory board. Our board members have been a tremendous source of support for the center, for our classes, for our students, and of course for this event. And speaking of our board, I want to introduce now, it's an honor to introduce now, Nancy Barlow, who is the chair and chief change agent of our advisory board. Nancy's talent, engagement, and dedication have helped to elevate the marketing department, both through the activities of the Market Research Center and also through the classes that she teaches for us. So Nancy, the virtual floor is now yours.
Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate it. And hi, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here and honored to be chair of the Market Research Center Advisory Board, working closely with Adam and his team. And I'm also an adjunct professor in the Stillman School of Business. And we have a tremendous advisory board. For those of you who may not be aware, there are over 40 members of our advisory board who routinely give of their time and their energy and their talents and their expertise to really help the students and to support the Stillman goal of bringing concepts into practice. And the MRC is such a great example of that. And I can't thank enough all of the people who've been actively involved. But every now and then, one person really stands out. And for the first time ever, we have created a Key Contributor Award. And so this is the inaugural year for that. And the Key Contributor Award recognizes somebody who is particularly active in advancing the goals of the MRC and of the student community and Seton Hall community overall. Excuse me. So our first award goes to Mars Zukovicki. And Marcy has been very active and engaged with the MRC for many years. And they told me I only had 3 minutes to talk, and I've got about 20 minutes of all of the wonderful things that Marcy does. But just a couple of highlights. Marcy has been a very active advisory board member for many, many years and actively participates during the advisory boards as well, and refers other members. I think we have quite a number of people who've come through Marcy. She's also been very active with the students. She has come to classes as a coach, but she's also done guest speaker engagements and teaching how to do presentations and a whole host of other things. She's also referred quite a number of businesses to the Market Research Center to partner with the student teams. Some who've been small startups, which Marcy has just a wonderful way of nurturing young companies to grow, but also some larger big name companies like Goya. But not only that, she's been a business partner herself on many occasions. And in one timely hour of need where we had some dropouts at the last minute, and Marcy stepped up to really help things out. She's been a continuous contributor and has even connected us externally with the Rutgers Entrepreneurial Program, where their winners had an opportunity to come and leverage the Market Research Center program. She's connected us to UEDA, which is the University Economic Development Association, and encouraged us to participate in their awards program, where we actually took away the award for Best in Show. And it was really a proud moment. So really, I could go on and on and on. Suffice to say that Marcy is the absolute example of an active person who really cares about the Stillman community and about the Market Research Center program. So please give it up for Marcy.
Thank you. Thank you. I got to show you the award. So this is the award that they asked me to show. Thank you, Nancy. I could have never imagined that when I met Susan Scherer at a Rutgers marketing competition program that I created for the SBDC Internet Marketing Week many, many years ago, that I would have been introduced to you, Adam Warner, who have led such an amazing MRC program at the Stillman Business School. Adam, I was fascinated with the quality of programs that you have created in the quest to educate with excellence and involve your peers as well. You see, knowledge, kindness, and follow through is what my parents' example led my brother and me to follow. We lived in difficult times, and education is the key to have a better world. I always say that. But it's up to each one of us to rise and do the best we can do. The same way, I never imagined when I invited you, Nancy, to an SBA program I was leading many years ago, that you would meet Steve Gomes, then our advisory chair, and now you're the chair of the advisory board and a professor at Seton Hall University. You see, it is all about having the best education one can possibly have, but at the same time, sharing the wealth of that knowledge in our universe with others. It is all about the connections of constellations that helps everyone rise to be the best we can do, and thus raising the bar to become better while we help others. The advisory board is comprised by a group of professionals that are bestowed with the responsibility of elevating the work that Adam and his peers do at the Stillman Business School. I am really humbled and surprised for getting this award. I was just doing my job. Because of the nature of my business and profession, my company, Jalima, serves many corporations that are very large, also very small, and not-for-profits. I make a point every year to invite a former or current client to take advantage of the market research program that you, Adam, you teach us, and you teach our students with other professors to support and create this amazing ecosystem. I'm just a pebble in a big ocean that you, Adam, you keep reminding us not to boil. Seton Hall University, it is a great educational institution that it's working towards creating great professionals and good human beings on this planet. Dean Strausser, you have given me the opportunity to interact with your colleagues, to teach and showcase emotional intelligence tools my company provides. Adam, you have given me the opportunity to teach your students about business etiquette and better presentation skills. Don't you think that I should be giving you an award for allowing all professionals like me to want to make a difference in your school? And that is why I'm so humbled, because you're the ones giving me the opportunity to do what I pride myself the most, of being able to help through education and excellence. Thank you, and I pass the floor to Adam.
Okay, well, thank you, Mars, and I'll have to remember that. What was it? The constellations. Anyway, I want to say something first off before I put anything up on the slide. I just want to sort of acknowledge the three women who just spoke right before me. So, you know, Mars and Nancy are amazing, and you know, Nancy's been leading our advisory board for multiple years now, and really has just done everything to get us to the next level. Mars is another amazing one who, you know, she does a little bit of everything in terms of, you know, helping our students, helping our faculty, recruiting projects, everything. So Mars and Nancy, thank you so much. And I can't be remiss and not say anything about Joyce. Joyce, thank you for hiring me. This has been my best job ever, and I'm thrilled to be here and look forward to many more years here at Seton Hall. So let me talk just a little about, you know, what's been going on here. So James, if you want to pull up the, you know, we've been really busy. You know, we've done almost 300 projects over the past 10 years, over 1,000 students, almost 150 businesses, and, you know, over 35,000 respondents have been involved. Nancy mentioned this earlier. This past year, we got an award that was for North America, which was with the University Economic Development Association. It was an Award of Excellence winner, and it's all about great projects between the university and our business communities that we serve. So we were thrilled, humbled, and honored to win that award. So now I'll talk about what I love to say. Everybody's been talking about, I like to say, don't boil the ocean. But here's another expression I love to say is win-win. And just to share with you, these projects are truly win-win type of things. They're great for our students because it's real. It's a real world project, and they get so much from having a client, real decisions, deliverables, and real world experience that they can take beyond their Seton Hall careers. So it's terrific for our students, but it's also great for our business partners. These projects that we run are a great way to help that student of the next generation while helping your business at the same time gain insights and actionable recommendations with a project that probably costs, you know, 1/10 of what it might cost commercially. So I really want to encourage everyone tonight who's just learning about our programs to reach out and learn more and see if it might be appropriate for your business. So, you know, love the win-win, and we would love to get you guys involved in a win-win. So moving on, I want to thank, we've had some wonderful sponsors over the years. Schlesinger Group has been with us for the longest, and they've hired a number of students almost every year. They come to classes, they come to job fairs, and it's been a wonderful partnership. I also want to recognize the Intellis Worldwide organization, which is a group of professional market research and folks who work in the pharma healthcare space. And they have a terrific program, and they invite our students to come. There's a summit going on during the month of April on Thursdays that they graciously involve our students and invite them to attend. And then last but not least, we just started a new partnership with the Insights Association of Greater New York, and we really look forward to this partnership. We've had a couple initial conversations, and things are really heading in the right direction. So Claire and AJ and everyone with the Insights Association, thank you guys. So we really appreciate everyone's support. Okay, and finally, I want to thank the people who helped make this night possible before we get into the awards. And a lot of people have recognized our advisory board, but they are truly terrific. Volunteers, and you know, it's hard to get volunteers to do things, not this group. They are amazing, and thank you guys so much for all your support. I also want to thank my colleagues in the marketing department. It's a great group of folks, and love being a part of it. A special call out to Pam Dungy and Jen O'Sheal and Burke Loxley and Mike Supius. They are people who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make everything work with these virtual calls, and you know, hopefully one day in-person events once again. So thank you guys so much. And finally, I can't not say enough about the Market Research Center team. Anthony Pizzonia, Romy Arguda, Simone Rowe, and James Carpenter. They are fantastic, and you know, we wouldn't do nearly as well without your fantastic help. And finally, one more thing I want to say is we have a lot of market research team members from past years. I'm not going to try to call out your names, but thrilled that you guys are here. And as Mike Roeder used to say, you are family, and you will always be welcome. And thank you for what you've helped build. And finally, thank you to our business partners who've trusted us with your projects and given our students a chance. And we are thrilled to work with you and hope to work with you again in the future. For those folks we've never worked with, we hope to work with you in the future. And last but not least, it's all about the students here within Stillman, within Seton Hall. I love working with the students, and you guys make it a pleasure to come to work and be involved in these projects. So go students. I'm all for you. Okay, so now we're getting to the awardee part of the program, and just want to say congratulations to everybody. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to basically run through a couple different awards, and you'll see a video about each one, and then we're going to have the honoree speak and say a few words, like the Academy Awards. All right. So first up is Mark Armando. He's with Alpine Montessori School. And before I talk about Mark, I just want to acknowledge that this program is part of our business consulting program, which is also involved with the Market Research Center. But special shout out to the professors who are closely involved with this: Elizabeth McCrae, Jim Modlin, and Peter Tu. You guys do a great job, and thank you so much for all you do with this. Is a business consulting program in our MBA program. So thank you guys so much. Now to talk about Mark Armando. Mark has a really interesting background. He was a diver in the Navy. He worked on Wall Street. And then I talked to Mark today. I laughed. I said, I really liked the movie Daddy Daycare. He purchased 3 preschools. And that's what these projects were all about. So take a listen to this video with Mark Armando, and you can, then we're going to invite Mark up to say a few words.
If you look at my background, I don't know if it was the way I was raised, the military in me, the analyst in me, whatever it might be, there's always a better way of doing something even when you're doing it well. When you're talking Montessori and you're talking for pre-K, the educational materials are all provided to the children to learn and grow at their own style and pace. When I say there's always a way to do it better, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with what you're doing. It just means that there's always that opportunity to flourish. It was in my nature to go out and seek out the expertise of someone else, which came in the form of these MBA graduates. Take a look at this with me. Tell me what you think. Does 1 or 2 of the things that I'm doing make sense? And what other suggestions from a business perspective can you give me to grow the business?
His vision was he really wanted to get the operations kind of up and running to where, you know, he could expand and focus elsewhere. Then once you scale, you can do more of the marketing to where at that point you'll be ready to take on more students. We had that initial meeting at his facility. We asked a lot of questions. We went back and started developing some of our own ideas. And then as information went back and forth, we were of course doing research to start to solidify the ideas and really firm up our position. So we had created an online survey that we said you can start at least with your current customer, get a better sense for what's important to them, and then kind of transpose that onto the prospective customer.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of growth through suggestions of or renovating our infant area and the suggestions they made on the operational side because it connected to growth. We've seen that bear out already. We immediately got into motion on updating the marketing materials, overhauling the website, looking at campaigns within the community. Those were all things that we are right now, as I speak, in the process of updating.
Key to all of this was you just want your voice to be heard. When we were halfway through to hear that he had actually run with one of our ideas already, it just, you know, it made you know that what you were doing, it meant something.
I'm proud of these schools simply because they've had decades worth of experience with teachers who have been here doing it day in and day out. It's not easy work. It's driven by passion. And to be able to now give them some solutions with the research and the experience of Seton Hall and bringing that to bear, I'm thrilled with where we're going with this.
Okay, so again, I want to just introduce himself. Mr. Daddy Daycare, from the Navy to Wall Street to preschools, Mark Armando. So congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. And I like the association with Daddy Daycare. That's great. I'm Mark. As you have all seen, I'm the owner of Alpine Montessori. Alpine's been a part of the community for over 30 years, educating young children in the northwestern New Jersey area, Morris and Sussex counties. I consider myself, as the owner, more of a steward of these preschools. We have a tremendous history, as I referenced, incredible staff, teachers, many who have been with us for over a decade. And taking over the business a few years ago, I sought out Seton Hall's assistance for marketing and growth strategies, and was grateful to be selected as a partner to this pair up with the Pirates program. I really didn't know what to expect. I felt like my experience both in the Navy and on Wall Street brought a diverse set of skills to run the business. So in connecting initially, I was just looking for a sounding board, if you will, an affirmation, some suggestions. What I got, so much more. From the moment we began our partnership, I was connected with nearly 20 master's level students, many of whom have years of business experience to bring to the table. Every student to a fault was well-spoken, professional, showed a keen interest in rolling up their sleeves and getting to learn about the business of preschools. Their business acumen, clear enthusiasm for the work, it was energizing for me too. So the end result, multiple pods of students offering high caliber analysis from practical marketing strategies we implemented immediately to in-depth demographic analysis with independent research and limited overlap amongst the groups. Rather than getting the input of a potentially singular, expensive business consultant, I'm thrilled I was able to leverage this wonderful group of students. Got some real value both in the relationships we forged and the G drives they shared with me at the end that they gave me. In one semester, Pair Up with the Pirates provided me with detailed analysis, real world strategies, confidence to execute, and had a direct positive impact on the growth of my businesses. Oh, and one other thing before I forget, I do have some Seton Hall alumni in the family, but I am a proud Villanova graduate. I should say that despite this knowledge, the students and staff welcomed me into the Seton Hall family, and they did a masterful job. They just clearly wouldn't allow me to have a Seton Hall backdrop here for the setting for this event tonight. So as a Villanova Wildcat, I will pay them the highest compliment I possibly can. Not bad for a bunch of Pirates. Be well, stay healthy, and thank you all for a wonderful experience. Incredible input and this honor. Thank you.
Well, again, Mark, congratulations, and we will not hold that Villanova thing against you. Maybe if we're on the basketball court, but again, great job, and thank you so much for the kind words. So next we have an interesting school that we worked with. This is in the Westchester, New York area. It's called Iona Preparatory School. And we've got two great folks that we're honoring, Alex Malecki and Anthony Casella. And they've actually, since they've worked with us, they've referred to us on another program where we worked with Bergen Catholic as well. So take a listen to their story, and then we'll bring up Alex and Anthony.
Over 90% of the students' decisions, or over 90% of the decision-making process of where they're going to go to high school is in the students' hands.
More and more these days, students have a bigger say in where they're going. I remember getting told where I went to high school. The world is a lot different today. The issue is one that we grapple with annually. It's, how to get not just more students, but also the right students. Making sure we have the best and the brightest students here, a cross-section of Westchester in terms of the diversity, religious or otherwise, and make sure we're enhancing and furthering the mission of a Christian Brothers school, which is to stand in solidarity with those marginalized by poverty and injustice. Seton Hall helped us focus on was finding the right fit, what school they would be most successful at.
Alex and Anthony, they both came to Seton Hall. Really, we just wanted background, their perspective, and trends they're seeing. In that first initial meeting, we went towards how to define our current business issue. We spent all day, pretty much almost all day at Iona Prep. We actually lined up outside the cafeteria. We actually got about 40 students that answered us. Why Iona Prep? Was it their decision or their parents' decision? One more thing they actually brought up was their Gale for a Day experience. So that was a big finding we had. That was a main deciding factor of them choosing to attend Iona Prep. 65% of people actually had a Gale for a Day experience. So having that representation of, different ideas, different insights really helped us moving forward, saying this is something that we should definitely hone in on.
The biggest surprise was the Gale for a Day, that most of the decision came from that. One of them actually recounted a story that they came and had a very bad experience with the Gale for a Day, and they weren't going to come here, and their mom encouraged them, try to do it one more time. Had he not shared that, we wouldn't have known. We revamped the process of the Gale for a Day. We hired additional staff to follow up with the parents. We did additional training for the students that are involved. There's now an application process for the students that are Gale for a Days, because we want them to have the best experience when we get them in the building, because we've found that the biggest decision-making process is that.
The notion of having students, run these focus groups and conduct this research was a benefit in itself. Our students were much more candid in their responses. Hearing about it from someone, one, not connected with Iona Preparatory School, and two, not another adult in their lives.
It's a market research class, but it translates a lot of different skills, communication skills. You can also translate analytical skills. You can translate, teamwork. So if you had the opportunity to take this class, it really does enhance you for the future, and it makes you engaged. It makes you want to go to class every class.
So once again, congratulations, guys, and we'll have Alex and Anthony will both can speak. I think Alex was going to take the lead first. So congratulations. I know the students really enjoyed working with you and your school as well.
Thank you, Professor Warner, and to the market research staff, Peter and the Board of Advisors, and certainly, at least for me, my lower school group of Emily, Andrew, Matt, Nathaniel, and team leader Courtney Scalero. Just a debt of thanks to you guys. And as I think you'll hear from my colleague, Dr. Casella, this was a complete experience for us. Despite probably being the most remote business up in Westchester, the students made it a point to come visit our campus, talk to our parents, talk to our students, as you heard. They experienced exactly what we want a prospective family to experience. And that's why we now know unequivocally that getting students to spend a day, more so than any personalization or direct marketing tactic, is what seals the deal for our recruitment process. And their findings are the reason now we invite families to discover the Iona Prep difference. And I would add that in addition to the really cool experience of sitting behind that glass in the Market Research Center, kind of like a detective, the lower school team encouraged us to look beyond our target audiences and focus on common themes that affect all young parents. We learned that environment just as important as the curriculum. And when we say values, a parent hears discipline, structure, and support systems. And whether real or perceived, private institutions are seen as offering more opportunities and resources than their public counterparts. So they've helped us hone in on specific marketing mediums, more digital, TV, and yes, even print, and dropped 2 wow moments on us specifically. The first was that not every parent is gunning for an Ivy League acceptance in this era of rising student debt. Sorry, guys. Fit and funding are of primary concern. And the second was that 66% of the respondents had used an educational consultant, something we hadn't previously considered, and a group of people we now connect with. Since the pandemic, more recently, with more people online than ever, and with families migrating out of the city and into the suburbs where we are, those insights are a part of the reason we've not only been able to maintain our pipeline, but have grown enrollment, particularly at the lower school, rather significantly, and currently have a waiting list. It really is to the extent of one of our admissions people giving tours from outside the building because they couldn't come in. That's how much being on site and experiencing us was, and that's how much the waiting list has grown. So from Iona Prep to you guys, thank you for these wow moments from 2018 and the process, as well as this one tonight. Your efforts will help ensure future Iona Prep students will get to have theirs. And now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Casella for the upper school experience.
Thank you, Alex, and special thanks to the two teams of students, especially my group had one of the students of the year, Mario, and thank you on behalf of Iona Preparatory Upper School. Earlier this year, I graduated with a Seton Hall with a doctorate in education, and I know the rigor and scope of a Seton Hall education. The market research students made me proud. There were times where I had to help them and share some of my lessons from the real world, and I hope I didn't drive them too crazy. As an aside, I'm grateful to one of the Stillman Schools Director of Major Gifts, Chris Farrell. Talk about a small world. He hired me when I was a college student and gave me professional world experience in an office and whipped me into professional shape. As he helped me so long ago, I am pleased to say that I helped our two teams handle themselves in like capable employees, learning and improving over the course of the semester. The result was a data-driven analysis that not only reaffirmed some beliefs about Iona Prep, but enabled us to hone in on specifically why today's youth chose us over our competitors. So thank you guys, thank you Seton Hall, and thank you Adam Warner.
So I love hearing the connections and how, you know, I didn't realize you had just gotten out of Seton Hall as well, Anthony. So congratulations, and congratulations to both you and Alex. So we have another one now that is a little more recent in terms of an honoree. And I know there's been some big transitions that have taken place at King's Food Markets. I believe they have a new owner, and I am sure things have changed quite a bit, but we had nothing but a positive experience between our students and Karen Roche and all the people from King's Food Markets. And one of the neatest things that I think you're going to hear is one of our students actually got hired as a result of the project too. So let's move on to the King's story, and with Karen Roche as well.
I'm not gonna lie. Senior year definitely was a little bit harder than I expected. You know, you're traveling back and forth from Seton Hall to headquarters and back. And balancing all your other classes. It's a little bit of work, but if I could go back and do it again, I 100% would. The market research class offered by Seton Hall, the overall goal is to prepare us as marketing students for the real world. You have the opportunity to work with businesses and in some cases schools all across New Jersey. To be a student with not a lot of real world experience, they definitely, you know, push you right in. And, you know, I remember within the first week of us starting the project, my team and I were at King's headquarters, and, you know, we were touring the facility and, you know, having meetings with senior management.
We have to constantly evolve in the grocery industry. We had a lot of competitions come in over the past few years, so we truly needed to differentiate ourselves. we knew that consumers' buying behaviors were changing. So our work with the Seton Hall Research Group really allowed us to test 3 projects through market research, and one of them was about our store of the future. We wanted to learn more about what convenience and services that individuals were looking for from their grocery store.
We kind of, conducted a multitude of different types of research. When you're conducting market research, you have an obligation to, be truthful. You have an obligation to share factual information and conduct unbiased research.
It's interesting when we talk about the store of the future, we were thinking that a lot of our consumers will be talking about some more digital technology. And really what we had heard is what's key is service, some more personal engagement.
Karen kind of hinted that, this store of the future is something that they're really implementing. It's not just an exercise. So I just graduated last spring, and currently I work for King's. The official title of my job is Digital Asset Coordinator. I'm in charge of overseeing the various media content that King's produces. To come out of that class, fully employed, to come out of that class with lifelong relationships, to come out of that class knowing more about myself as an employee, as a leader, as a worker. This class helped me grow professionally maybe tenfold.
So I just saw someone put in the chat, what an awesome story. So I totally agree with that. And again, congratulations to everyone who was involved with the King's Food Market program and projects, and want to turn it over to Karen now.
Great. Well, thank you, Adam. I really appreciate it. And really wanted to say thank you all for this honor tonight. It was truly a great experience for me, my coworkers, and for the company. I would highly recommend to many other companies to take advantage of the Seton Hall market research opportunity. We learned real-time information from our guests, and that information was critical for us to continue to grow our business. We also had great insights on our product offerings, and we really did take the insights that we learned and incorporate them into our future product development. As Adams has mentioned, there has been so many changes at King's Food Market, but it's truly a great brand. I enjoyed my time with them, and certainly the ability to work with Zion. He certainly was a star within the team. There were so many other great students on our project, and we enjoyed every single moment. So again, thank you for this great opportunity. It's something, I'll hold dear and near to my heart, working with the Seton Hall teams with this great brand of King's.
Well, Karen, congratulations again. And I loved my visit to King's Food Markets. I had never been in a King's Food Market, and I learned so many things just walking around and hearing the inside scoop about what was going on in King's. Okay, so congratulations. Now this is almost a favorite part of mine here, where we get to recognize some students. And before I even recognize the students, I want to say thank you to everybody who's come out tonight, or maybe you're sitting at home, I'm guessing. But we really appreciate everyone being involved. I will tell you, right before this call, my wife said to me, "Do you even still know how to tie a tie?" And it's like, yes, I still remember vaguely how to tie a tie, and I could even pick out a blue tie that matches this background as well. So anyway, on to the students. Like I say, the students are what makes Seton Hall so special, and I'm going to recognize all of them, and then I'm going to ask you guys to introduce the next student right behind you. So first off, I'll just mention Nick DeBari and Christina Zipsey. They were both in a class this past fall. I've had Christina in another class before, and they just blew the roof off the two projects that they were involved with. A fantastic job, and I know our business partners were amazed with what they did. In terms of Mike Pascal, I had Mike both as an undergraduate and within the MBA program, and you knew if Mike was on a team, that team was well positioned for success. And you heard Anthony and Alex from Iona Prep mention about Mario. Mario is another star student and did an amazing job with their project, as well as any other project he had been involved, because I've had Mario in several classes, and again, another superstar. So I'm going to turn it over to Nick, and if you guys want to say a couple words, again, congratulations, and hopefully you all got a nice $100 Amazon gift card via email yesterday as well. So congratulations, and I turn it over to you, Nick.
Thanks so much, Professor Warner. This is an incredible honor. I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity I've had to work with the Market Research Center. I've been in in both of the classes that are offered. I first worked with Turning Tulips, which was headed by LaShannon Wright, as well as the Tea Association of America, which I had the opportunity to work with Peter Goji and Louise Pollock, and I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunity to have worked with those business partners. It was a great opportunity. There's something to be said about learning, like I think was mentioned before, rolling up your sleeves and actually doing the work. I know it's an entirely different experience than learning from a textbook. Not that that doesn't have its place, but the things you take away from an experience like this are incredible and usually or almost always directly translatable to what you do beyond school. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate this honor, and I'm going to turn it over to Christina.
Hello, everyone. So first off, I want to say how honored I am to be receiving this award. The market research projects I participated in gave me real world experience and helped spark a passion I didn't know I had. Although these projects were aimed at benefiting the business partners, I gained so much from the experience. I will use these valuable skills and knowledge that I attained from these projects to help me succeed in my future endeavors. I'm grateful for the support and guidance of Professor Warner, the graduate assistants, the business partners, and my peers. I want to thank my family and friends for always motivating me and pushing me to do my best. Last but not least, I want to thank the team of the Market Research Center for making this amazing event possible. I am so thankful for this amazing experience and award. Now I'll turn it to Mike.
Thanks, Christina. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm so grateful for the opportunity I had to work with the Market Research Center during both my undergraduate and graduate studies at Seton Hall. Aside from the wonderful business partners and projects I was able to complete during my experience, the resources provided by the Market Research Center were instrumental in allowing me to develop my business acumen. The opportunity to work in real-life working environments is hugely important for all business students, and I'm beyond grateful to have had the opportunity to work with both Merck Animal Health and Soundprint, something that would not have been possible without the hard work done by Adam and the entire market research team. I'd also like to thank all the market research assistants within the Market Research Center for the work they put in every single day, while also worrying about their own studies and completing their own projects, and for working so hard to organize the first ever virtual Pair Up with the Pirates event. Thank you again, and now I'll pass it off to Mario.
Thanks, Mike. I guess to spin off what everyone else is saying, thank you for the honor. It really is, the market research class really benefited me a lot. I worked with Iona Prep with Anthony and Alex. Now it's almost 2.5 years ago in fall of 2018. So it's been a while, but now as a graduate, I'm not in graduate school, I'm in the real world. It's kind of crazy to think back, like just the market research class helped me so much. I can't thank the business school enough, Adam, everyone on the Market Research Advisory Board, my teams. There's so many to list off, but I guess one thing I want to just point out is, I'm technically in finance now, but working in market research and just, the day-to-day, like working with people, working with business partners, going to Iona Prep, that was interesting as well, and just talking with many people, like everything you saw in the video, what I just sat out there about all those skills, it really does translate, and I'm really grateful, and hopefully, you know, Adam's doing a great job, everyone's doing a great job as we can go forward and build off this class as well. So thanks again.
So again, congratulations to all these students and businesses. If you're looking for some terrific talent, you've got 4 that you just saw. 2 of them, I believe what Mario just said, are already out in the real world, but 2 are probably about to come out in the real world. So again, any of these students are just amazing, and congratulations to you and your families, because I know they're 110% behind you guys. So now we have two final honorees. This next one is a really interesting organization. It's called Right On Sports, and it gets students and young folks excited about writing, which is not an easy task. And Shannon Schmidt led the charge, and we'll turn it over to the video so you can hear their story. And it was quite a story.
So today camp, it was our first guest day.
If you ask my coach, I'm in the gym every single day.
And what we do is we bring in an athlete and a journalist, and they demonstrate how to conduct a sports interview. And then our students hold a press conference. And then we open it up what we call the locker room.
What age did you start playing basketball?
And the students have an opportunity to come up right to that guest.
You might be working late, you might be working, a night game.
Once they do that, then they sit down, they have to do a spot story, and they immediately are writing. Right On Sports is we take middle school kids and we turn them into sports journalists to help them improve their writing skills. We're strengthening their skills as a writer, but we're also strengthening their skills as self-confidence. What we want to know is finding out the long-term impact our program has had on our students and families.
I was the only female in the group. All the other guys raised their hand first. The Right On Sports team came in knowing exactly what they wanted to do. They've gotten a lot of verbal feedback on the program and how helpful the program is to the students and even to the parents. The problem was quantifying those experiences. So first we discussed what kind of questions did we want to ask, and we conducted phone interviews. Okay, well, how do we blow this out? How do we quantify what is it that we want to learn from these comments? And from there, we designed a Qualtrics survey. When it's a blind survey like that, anonymous, it was good to see that a lot of the feelings came across in the survey, and we were able to put the data behind these great quotes that we were getting.
Based on the students' responses and parent responses, they didn't expect their kids to enjoy writing for 2 weeks in the summer. And they turned around and said this was a great program, and it really made them more excited about writing in general, but also made them excited about taking those skills back to the classroom come September. As we continue to grow, this data helps us prove to funders, not only just in our immediate area, but also for affiliates, that they can then take it back to their donor base and say, here is the information, here are the hard numbers, here is where it's working and how it's working. As a smaller organization, having a dedicated team of 5 people who are able to really comb through and source data that we can now use for our funders, for our affiliates, for growing the organization has been so instrumental for our big picture goals.
So I know my parents would have really had to convince me to do 2 weeks of writing in the summer. So it is truly an amazing program that Shannon is involved with. So I'll let her tell you a little more about it.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. When Right On Sports partnered with the Market Research Center, we were teamed up with 5 people who really hit the ground running, quickly becoming familiar with our mission as an organization. And they understood the importance of our goal and gaining that insight into the impact that Right On Sports was having on our students and our families. That information that we obtained, we used immediately, and it really truly has been instrumental in our plans for growth. So to Leanna, Nicholas, Josh, Kevin, and Chris, I know it's been a while. Thank you for representing Right On Sports with your professionalism and your commitment to our success. On behalf of everyone on Right On Sports, we do wish you well in all of your endeavors. To my colleagues at Right On Sports, I am so proud of the work that we're doing. I'm proud of the collaborative and creative space, not only that we give each other, but that we give to our students. And I'm excited for where we're going, and here is to so much more. Excuse me. A quick shout out to my family and Mike and my boys, because without their support, we couldn't do this work. So thank you. And lastly, to the Market Research Center, thank you for this honor and recognition. I am honored to be a pirate.
Well, congratulations again, Shannon, and great job. It is truly an amazing program. So we have one final honoree that we want to talk about, and it's a really interesting program called Soundprint. I'm going to let the video speak for itself, but unfortunately, Greg Scott was unable to be here tonight, but we have one of the students, Mike Pascal, who's going to say a few words after the video.
My name is Greg Scott. I live in one of the world's most notoriously loud cities, New York City.
I am the founder of the Soundprint app, an app that's basically can be dubbed Yelp for Noise, where users can measure the sound level of a venue and then crowdsource them by submitting them to a database, and people can search for places based on how loud or quiet they are. And I was dating, and I was always Googling quiet spots. With hearing loss, I wanted to make sure I'd be able to be in an environment where I'd be able to hear someone. And a lot of times when I would show up, these places were very rarely actually quiet. That's kind of when the epiphany came, where we should all have an app where we're able to help each other find quieter spots and avoid noisy ones. There were potentially many uses with the app, but we wanted to find out what was the primary behavioral driver for the user, and then design everything behind that one motor.
It was in the initial stages of their project, and they had a great product and they wanted to see what they could do. But we were honest with them and we said, we will do whatever we can, but we can't do everything. So really it was getting the product in front of a consumer and seeing what their initial reaction was. So once we sat in the focus group and all pulled out our phones and we passed it around the room so that they could see, if they were just pulling up the app normally, what they would see when they opened their phones. There was a gentleman in the room who said he did not suffer from any hearing loss. However, he had a family member who was really significantly affected, and for him, this app would have been groundbreaking in that he could learn about locations before going there. Through our research, we kind of learned that this was helpful to everyone, and that it shouldn't necessarily be limited to only people that were hearing impaired, because people that had full hearing and full ability with their hearing and might just have a family member that was hearing impaired would be just as willing to use the app because they were also looking for a quiet space.
Turns out most people who use the app have normal hearing. And the primary motive that the Seton Hall students came up with was through the focus group, through the questionnaires, through the research, was that people primarily use the app to search for a quiet spot. The slogan of the app is "Find Your Quiet Place," so that was aligned. And then we wanted to enhance the features, the ones that were more aligned with finding and searching.
This program really inspires people to make meaningful connections with their business partners that we get a first-hand opportunity to work with. When they first told us that we had Soundprint, I have no direct experience with the hearing impaired, but it was great to be able to branch my horizons and work with an organization that was doing so much good for a community that was in need of kind of a tailored app that would help them.
So again, apologies that Greg is not able to be here tonight with this amazing project and app that he created, but we do have Mike Pascal. And Mike, if you just want to say a few words about your experience on this project.
Of course. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, it's a bummer Greg couldn't be here. Just a little bit, Greg was an awesome business partner. I think it was really, really amazing to work with someone who had this product and had started it from the ground up, and it was like his baby, and it was so directly influential on his life. So every decision and every insight we came to was really important for him, and he really grasped the full meaning of the project. And like I said, the whole team was a delight to work with. And they really made it a great experience for myself and my other team members. And I think that Greg was given an opportunity to grow his company, and I hope he enjoyed the experience as well. But it was definitely all great things.
Well, thank you, Mike. So we're now about to wrap up the program this evening. Once again, I want to say congratulations to everyone who was an honoree. I want to say thank you for everyone for coming this evening. I'm going to turn it over to Simone to close up things, but I really want to encourage everyone who joined us tonight. We call this program Pair Up with the Pirates. We really would love for you to reach out and learn more about our market research and business consulting projects. We really do feel like they truly are a win-win. It's great for our students, but it's great for our business partners as well. So Simone is going to close things up, and she's going to tell you a next step if you want to get in touch with us in terms of projects for fall 2021, and what market research program would be complete without a quick survey to finalize things. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us, and I turn it over to Simone to just close things down.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Adam. So James had the privilege of opening Pair Up with the Pirates, and so now I have the honor of bidding everybody adieu. Before we wrap up, like Adam said, we do ask that everyone takes a brief survey about tonight. Your feedback will be so helpful for us in planning future receptions. You can access the survey either by clicking on the link that will be in the chat, if not already, or you can scan the QR code on the screen with your cell phone. Just keep in mind that everyone who completes the survey will be asked to enter a drawing for one of 3 $40 Amazon gift cards. So very exciting. Additionally, like Adam said, we would love the opportunity to pair up with your business next semester. So if you would like your business to participate in a market research project similar to the ones that we've seen tonight, you can click on the second link that will be in the chat soon, if not already. The link will also be at the end of your survey, just a little bit of incentive to get it done. But click on that link to submit a project inquiry. Professor Warner will follow up with you in the coming weeks for further discussion. And again, these projects are intended for the fall semester, so we do ask that you submit your inquiry by June. And then finally, I would love to just thank everybody for coming out one last time. Bonus points if you stayed to the end, because I know we're just over our planned times. But the Market Research Center is truly nothing without its students, its business partnerships, the advisory board, Seton Hall staff and faculty, the teaching assistants at the Market Research Center. So we really, really do want to show how much we appreciate the support of the Seton Hall community. We really hope that you enjoyed our first and hopefully last virtual Pair Up with the Pirates, and we look forward to seeing you all again in the future in person. So thank you again for your time and support, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your night.